John, WSRT Fitness. If this is your first time here, please remember subscribe, click the bell and select all for notifications. Thank you so much for watching and welcome. Today we're talking about how pop culture and the media affects who as a nation we feel are our heroes. And I'm going to make a suggestion as to why I think we need some new heroes in this country. Now, when I'm talking about pop culture and the media, I'm talking about its usual readiness to just want everybody to feel good and trying to push this don't hurt anybody's feelings mindset. And it allows in the world for people like Tess Holliday and Sonali Rashitour to have a stage and talk about how great it is to be fat and how great it is to be so obese you're disabled. And I think it's such bullshit. And it's time that we get some new heroes. So I'm going to make a suggestion for who our new heroes should be. Now, I want you to bear with me and listen to my reasoning. And then I want you to drop your comment below and tell me what you think, whether you agree or disagree. I'm okay with either. This is just a discussion that I'd like to have, I'd like to begin, and I'd like you guys to participate in. Now, you might be asking yourself, what does it matter who our heroes are? Everybody can like somebody different, and that's very, very true. I'm going to give a quick example. When I was a kid, I wanted to be Pedro Martinez. I wanted to pitch like him. I wanted to play for the Red Sox. I wanted to be this great big baseball star and make millions of dollars. Now, obviously, that didn't happen. Not even close. But it gave me something to strive for, something to shoot for, something to inspire me, where I got up every day. And before I hurt my shoulder, I used to go in my mom's backyard with there was a big piece of plywood, and I spray painted a strike zone on it, and I built a mound, a pitching mound, 60 feet, 6 inches away, and I pitched. I threw 6 hours every day, or almost every day. I just pitched, and I pitched, and I pitched. Now, I ended up overdoing it, which is why I hurt my shoulder, but I just went about it the wrong way. But I had that goal in mind. I wanted to strive to be somebody who had gone through what they had gone through to attain these great things, to become a pitcher in Major League Baseball, to be somebody who was as good as Pedro was before injuries started to overtake him as well. But being a kid, that's what I wanted to do. And everybody has a different hero, whether it's to be an opera singer, whether it's to be a baseball player, a football player. No matter what it is, you have to, having that something to strive for. And where my issue is that we have glamorized people who don't really do anything. People like Tess Holliday, who is a runway model, but she can barely walk a fucking runway. People like Sonali Rashitour, who's gaining a lot of following in social media, who is calling personal trainers Nazis, and people who try to help their kids get healthy if their kids end up obese, and saying that that's the same as sexual assault because a kid can't consent to a diet. No, but the kid also can't consent to the insulin injections that he's going to end up having to get either. He's not going to have a choice, he or she, where mommy or daddy's going to probably have to do it for him. Whitney Way Thor getting her own television show. It's ridiculous. People look up to that and say, how did she get on television? What did she do? She made a viral fucking music video, a dance video, where all she did was dance as a fat person. And oh, big whoop. Now, it's good that Whitney Way Thor is active, and I'm very happy that she loves dance, but if she would fix her relationship with food, think of how quickly she could get healthy. PCOS or no PCOS. So you might be asking yourself, who should these new heroes be? I believe natural bodybuilders should. And let me tell you why. Now, first of all, when I'm talking about natural bodybuilders, I am not talking about the 300-pound mass monsters in the Olympia. They are not natural. Now, there's nothing wrong with what they do. It's just not for me. And the use of, as James Ligger said, sports science would call it, juicy vitamins, is not something that I would recommend to anybody. Which is why I think natural bodybuilding should become a much more well-recognized and more respected sport. And I do believe that that is something that the media could absolutely take a part in doing and saying, look at these beautiful bodies, look at how much work they have to put in, and look at how great they feel. I mean, let's think about it. Natural bodybuilders don't have the use of those juicy vitamins, and so they need to scrutinize every meal, every minute of their training, every bit of activity outside of the gym, their sleep patterns, every bit of their life they need to have down to obtain those great results, of which many of them still achieve. Now, again, they're not 300-pound mass monsters, but they push their bodies to the absolute limit, just like any other athlete. So why is it that somebody who may or may not take supplements in other professional leagues can make millions upon millions of dollars and can be and have all these shows on ESPN and on, get featured on the news and featured in newspapers and everywhere across the world, but natural bodybuilders fight to just keep their pictures up on Instagram now. Now, you may be asking yourself, how does their strict diet and living regimen apply to me? Because I don't want to get on a stage. Most people don't want to get on stage. However, I also knew that I would likely never play in the World Series. And like that 8-year-old me, 10-year-old me, 15-year-old me out in the backyard throwing at a strike zone painted onto a plywood board for 6 hours a day, I was working hard and striving to obtain this greater goal, become the best person I could be. Now, I didn't quite put it that way. I didn't quite know it yet. But how many of the impressionable young teenagers read the Teen Vogue article that Tess Holliday wrote? How many kids are affected by a Richie at Social repost starving himself for 34 days? What would be wrong with putting somebody in front of them saying, yeah, I eat 10 ounces of chicken and 3 cups of broccoli for my dinner tonight? What would be wrong with that? Now, not every guy wants to be a fitness competitor. Not every girl wants to look like a bikini model, like my friend Lauren, who is actually a natural bodybuilder, and she does stage competitions. And not everybody wants to do that. However, they create this great physique. They work so hard, and you can follow along with that and say, okay, well, I want to look like them. I want to be like them. I want to feel great like them. And then you start to try to do what they do, and then you say, okay, well, I might not want to eat 6 times a day, or more, depending on how big they are as a bodybuilder and what their current goals are in their process of competition and preparation. You might be saying, I might not want to get all that spray tanner put on me. I don't want to smell for 3 days, or however long it takes to get all that stuff off. That you might be saying to yourself, well, I don't necessarily want to do X, Y, Z. Guys probably feel really weird choreographing posing movements. And it's like a dance almost for your posing routine. There's a flow, there's a beauty, there's an art form to it that I think gets ignored, that I think gets lost on others. But you don't need to want to do that, but you aspire, oh, I want to look like that guy, or I want to look like that girl. And so you start working hard. You say, okay, well, this is how they train. Let me go try it. This is how they let me go try it. And then you realize, oh, crap, I don't quite like this. So, well, I want to go out and drink on Friday night. So let me make some adjustments so that way I can go out on Friday night. Okay, I don't like being in the gym 7 days a week. Let me see what I can do to go to the gym 5 days or 4 days. And you make those adjustments, and eventually you fall into exactly where you're going to be so that you can become the best you that you can be. And then, and at a minimum, will you ever win the Olympia? Hell no. Will you ever win any of the many, many championships that current natural bodybuilding organizations have? No, absolutely not. Not if you don't put in all the effort to win them. But you'll find out who the best you is. And how important is that? Because then you'll be healthier. Tell me you won't be healthier. And that's where part of the problem is with Tess Holliday and Sonali Rajatoire and Whitney Way-Thor, where they're sitting on their ass, stuffing their faces full of food to stay as obese as they are. They clearly do not have a healthy relationship with food. The barrier to entry is very low. Any of us, any single person watching this video, any single person walking outside, hell, any single person rolling a wheelchair outside, anybody can stuff their mouths full of food, sit in front of the TV, and do nothing. Just think how much healthier we would all be if we all put in that little bit more effort. If we all tried to strive to look like somebody who's willing to put in a lot more effort. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please remember to subscribe, click the bell and select all for notifications. You can also follow me on Instagram at WSRT Fitness and join my Facebook group WSRT Fitness. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.